Hey, what's up guys? Dan here, and today I'm going to talk about the biggest mistakes that I made in my whole Amazon selling career ever since last March when I first started, and I've got a ton of mistakes in this video, so it's going to be a huge help to you guys, especially those that are just starting to sell on Amazon. So obviously mistakes are a part of entrepreneurship, we all know that, and failure is a huge part of entrepreneurship. I went through failure to get where I am today, and probably so will you. That's just how it is, right? But the beautiful thing about failure is that, failure is good because it teaches you, and as long as you learn from your failures, they're no longer failures, they're successes, because now you know what to do next time to succeed. So let's go ahead and get started right away. So the very first mistake that I did, or actually I would say this is the biggest mistake that I did, it wasn't the first, but it was the biggest, was investing into a restricted product. Right? So here's the restricted products list on Amazon. I pulled it up right here. You can go ahead and click like fidget spinners. There's even a whole category here. Fidget spinners, any kind of tobacco products, anything for like marijuana, just anything like that. It's all in here. As you can see, drug paraphernalia, pesticides, all of this stuff. Adult products are in here as well, string lights. So this is the whole list of restricted products. You literally just go on Google and type in restricted products list and you will find this list. And make sure that your product is not on the restricted products list. This mistake right here is definitely the number one mistake that people make on Amazon, especially new sellers. It costs them $2,000, $3,000, right? Because let's say you decide to do string lights or whatever, for example, right? Let's see why string lights are restricted. So right here, Amazon's listing policies require all seasonal, holiday, and other decorative string lights to be certified to the standard. So, maybe you don't invest into ones that are certified to the standard. So that's something to talk to your supplier about, right? So here's the list, check it out, because the thing is, you can pay your supplier. They don't know if it's allowed to be sold on Amazon or not. And honestly, they don't care as long as they get their money, right? So make sure that when you're paying your supplier that you check. Here are a couple ways to check if your products are restricted. The first thing you can do is call Amazon seller support, and ask them if the product is restricted. And if they say it's not, then ask for email proof. And I would even call 2 or 3 times. Get different agents and get email proof. As long as you have email proof and they pull your listing, you'll be able to call back and you're like, hey, why did you guys tell me it was restricted or it wasn't restricted? And now you're pulling my listing. Because what can happen is if you invest into the product, Amazon can actually pull your listing. They can just shut it off, and basically you're stuck with like 1,000 units of a restricted product, and there's nothing you can do other than send them to your house and figure out how to get rid of them. So I personally made this mistake along my Amazon journey, got it in, came into the warehouse, and then I get the wonderful email from Amazon. It was like, your listing has been pulled because it's a restricted product. I was like, awesome. And I wasn't going to try to sell it on other websites like eBay. So I basically just went ahead, just got Amazon to destroy all the units, and that's it. And I was like, a loss is a loss. I just took the L, and that's it. But it was a learning experience. I learned from it, and now I'm super extra careful with investing into products. I'm always on top of things, especially checking if it's restricted or not. So the second mistake that I've made in my Amazon journey was investing into a trending and gimmicky product. Now, if you've watched me for a long time, for the real OGs out there still watching Dan Vas, back when he had like 800 subscribers, you guys know what I'm talking about. Last year, so right now it's February, so last August or last July, last August we had the solar eclipse, right? It was this huge solar eclipse all over North America. People could see it. The path of totality, went through the United States. So obviously everybody was buying solar eclipse glasses. I was like, awesome. I was already on Amazon. I was already making money. I'm like, I'm going to use some of the money here and I'm going to reinvest it and buy some solar eclipse glasses. Well, guess what? They're not, and I didn't think that they were restricted or anything like that. I was like, they're solar eclipse glasses. What can go wrong? And what happened was when they actually got into Amazon, I got reviews, I got it to launch, and then I get the wonderful email from Amazon 2 weeks later because this huge scandal on the news broke out that, apparently the solar eclipse glasses were made in China. Obviously, they're made in China. Everything is made in China, right? But it was this whole news scandal. And so basically, Amazon pulled my listing. They pulled everybody, and they stopped allowing anybody selling solar eclipse glasses. So how did I learn from this? I learned never to invest into a product that everybody's jumping on and that's only like a trend or gimmick product, because I would consider the solar eclipse glasses a gimmick product. Make sure that your product sells well throughout the year. All right, you don't want to be investing into a product that's like super popular right now and then tomorrow it's done, right? So that was my number 2 mistake that I made in my Amazon selling career. Do not make this mistake. No fidget spinners, no solar eclipse glasses, anything like that, all right? Because there are bound to be more events where, like the solar eclipse, where everybody's like, okay, they're going to jump on a product and you guys are going to see. The world always rewards you for the work that you put in. Remember that. Mistake number 3, not knowing what my product was seasonal. This happened around the same time last summer as my solar eclipse glasses epic failure. All right. So basically, I found a product in July last summer, and I was like, okay, I kind of thought about doing it, and I was like, okay, screw it, I'm gonna do it. And what happened was I ordered it, but their lead time was very long. It was like a 30-day lead time, and this is usually, this is unusual. A lead time is typically 20 days. So I ordered it. It finally got into Amazon, but it got into Amazon like September 2nd or September 3rd. And what happened was the demand like died off like crazy right after the summer ended. And so it took me basically 3 months to sell out 500 units. I still broke even though. Remember, with Amazon, you'll still break even because there's still demand, and obviously the product was good. I made the listing super awesome. The pictures were good. So I still broke even. So I was super happy. I actually made my money back and more because I actually, made a slight profit. I just put my price maybe $5 above the break-even price. So I was still making $5 per unit, and I broke even. I still made money. So it's not even a mistake. But it would have been nice to know that this product only sells in the summer. I actually still have my listing up in my Seller Central account. It's just closed right now. I'm gonna redo it this summer, and I'm gonna sell the same thing, because I know that this product sells super well during the summer. All right, so mistake number 4, not launching your product. So when I first started on my very first product, in Amazon USA, I thought, I don't have to launch it. I thought that because the courses that I took back then, they didn't really talk about launching the product that well. I thought that you would just put up a product on Amazon and, turn on PPC and bam, it sells. Well, obviously I didn't get many sales. Maybe I got like 2 or 3 sales. I actually got 2 organic sales on the very first day from someone. Someone bought 2. I had no idea how they found me. I was like on page 19. But I don't know, it's just funny to me. But I turned on auto PPC and I thought that that would get me a lot of sales, and obviously it didn't. So then I actually spoke with my mentors, and then I realized that I actually had to launch the product. And so that's when I actually launched my very first coupon giveaway in Facebook review groups. I show how to do this in the other product launch videos on my channel. Basically, you run a product launch with 97% off coupons for 3 or 4 days in Facebook review groups. It artificially boosts your rank to page 1. And it worked super well. I started getting like 40 sales a day, 50 sales a day, 70 sales a day, like units. So it was absolutely insane. So that was the only thing that separated me from making money and not making any money whatsoever. Today, I still use the same tactic, or sometimes I use viral launch if I'm not in the mood to find people to, run giveaways and things like that. So viral launch, I just sometimes use that. So I recommend either doing the classic coupon giveaway or using a service like viral launch if you have the money. And number 5, having bad pictures. So there was one product that I just was like super lazy on. I guess I was traveling at this time, and so I just had terrible pictures. And let me tell you, your pictures are super, super important. Here's the rule. This is my recommendation. 2 pictures on a white background, 2 action shots, so your product actually being used with a model. For example, if it's a beauty product, you can find photographers. You just ask them, hey, can you hire a model? It's a lot more usually, but trust me, it's well worth it. So make sure that the photographer takes pictures with the model actually using the product. And then you want 2 photos showing the actual packaging. Maybe there's some kind of product insert or some kind of piece of paper there, like instructions paper or something like that. So so this is what I recommend. Make sure you have good pictures. Now here's probably the best one of all, and that's forgetting to respond to my customers. If you guys know, on Amazon, when you have an email sequence running, so whenever someone buys the product, they get emails, they get a whole automated thing like your product has been shipped, and please leave a review, things like that. You guys can check out the video on how to make an email sequence on the channel, and also all this stuff is of course in the Amazon Freedom course. Link for that is in the description below. But basically I had this sequence running, this automated sequence. Whenever someone bought the product, they would get an email. However, I was traveling at the time. I was actually on a road trip for like a month and a half or something with my friends. And so I didn't really respond to customer emails, although I should have. And what happened was, I had no service and things like that because I was in the wilderness and I was just like climbing mountains and things like that. But basically my customers eventually got pissed, not all of them, but the ones that were writing in. And they just, where's the first place they're going to go if they're not getting a response from the seller? They're going to go to your reviews. So they basically, left me negative reviews, and that really, really hurt my sales. So you want to make sure that you're responding to your customers. Make sure you have amazing customer service, all right? Either you do this yourself or hire a VA, all right? So anyway, guys, those are the biggest mistakes that I've made so far in my Amazon selling career. I'm not sure why this screen is blue now. But so I hope you don't make these mistakes. These are like the top mistakes. If you don't make these mistakes, I just don't see how you're not going to succeed. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you guys are interested in that Amazon Freedom course, link for that is in the description below. And you guys can go ahead and message me on Snapchat, Instagram. I always respond to every single person, and super happy to answer people and talk to people and just get to know people. So yeah, once again, if you guys are into passive income, online business, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.